I'm ranking Disney movies. Doobie doobie doo. Alright, today is gonna be a little funny. I found it challenging to rank Treasure Planet. It's morally ambiguous, but it has its funny moments, and while it ends on a happy note, if you think about it really deep, the conclusion could pose problems for the main character in the future. Therefore, I'm placing this movie at number 3 on my list. As a child, I wasn't as into this film as many of my peers were. I was more into The Last Unicorn, Care Bears, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter at this time, which I totally get. It's an interesting mix, I know, but I was a bit of a quirky movie kid. For example, at just 4 years old, my favorite movies were the Freddy Krueger series 1 through 8, and I had the complete set on VHS. My parents didn't really filter what I watched much. But with all of that being said, the new rankings are Tarzan in first place, Pinocchio in second, Treasure Planet in third, Lady and the Tramp in fourth, 101 Dalmatians in fifth, Make Mine Music in sixth, and Fantasia 2000 in seventh. And for those of you who haven't watched Treasure Planet and don't want any spoilers, now is the time to dip out before I dive into the movie review and my thoughts on the film. Spoilers start in 3, 2, 1. So this movie starts with our main character listening/watching a storybook about a legendary pirate who has stored thousands of different treasures from all over the universe, all on one planet, titled Treasure Planet, aka the movie's name. Now, most of the people on this planet believe that this planet is nothing more than a legend, but not everybody, including our main character Jim Hawkins, does. They believe that it's real. After a time lapse, our main character has kind of grown up into a little rebel. His dad has left, he's extremely smart and bored, so he's been getting into a lot of trouble with the law and is failing at school, despite being really smart, and I actually empathize with that. It was me once upon a time, minus dad leaving and almost being thrown into juvie. Then, all of a sudden, a turtle crashes near Jimbo's mother's place of business, and Jimbo helps him to the inn where he is given a mysterious gold ball and is warned about a cyborg. Then, all of a sudden, his mother's place, the inn, is raided by pirates, and Jim's mother loses everything. Thankfully, to this dog man who totally likes Jim's mother is there to kind of save them by giving them an escape route with his alien horse, and kind of allows them to crash at his place where Jim is ultimately playing with this gold ball and he solves it kind of like a Rubik's Cube, and they learn that it is a map to the legendary Treasure Planet. After this, dog dude, I really don't remember his name. I can't remember a lot of the characters' names in this movie. But it is an entertaining movie, I'll give you guys that. Anyway, dog dude convinces Jimbo's mom to let him take the boy, Jim, on an expeditionary trip to this planet. A, it would be good for him, but, because Jim's getting into trouble, it'd be a good get out of town kind of trip. But B, there's the fame, and C, there's the fortune. So long story short, they hire a crew and a ship with a captain, and the captain is a great lady. She's a cat lady, who eventually Dr. Dog falls in love with. However, the rest of the crew is actually a bunch of pirates after the map. One of them being the cyborg dude. Now, the leader in particular, the cyborg dude, gets close to Jim and is kind of like a dad figure at times as they're spending time on the ship for a few months. But eventually it is revealed to Jim on accident that they are pirates and they are in fact after the map and treasure. After a short while, the captain, doctor, and Jimbo do escape the ship just barely with their lives and end up on Treasure Planet without the map, because it gets left on the ship. And Jimbo goes back to the ship with a newfound friend who happens to be a robot, and Morph, the pirate leader's blobby little pet, to get the map back. Once they do, they return back to Treasure Planet, but ultimately they are captured and forcefully the pirates to the treasure, where they kind of discover that the way the legendary pirate is so successful at stealing things was because the map, when placed into the keyhole, turned the planet into a portal. And you could travel across the galaxy in a split second by selecting a location on the map so long as the key was in the port. Now, after this, the pirates try to steal the treasure by entering the core of the planet where it is stashed, but when they do, they trigger a booby trap that destroys the entire planet. Jimbo almost dies. The evil pirate dad figure has to choose between letting Jimbo die or treasure. Ultimately, the cyborg does choose to make the right choice and save Jimbo's life, but in my personal opinion, he takes way too long to make that decision. And then Jimbo saves the day by getting everybody off the planet before it blows by using the portal. Ultimately, they had to turn the ship around to go back through the portal, and it was a really close call. And then the movie ends in a morally gray area because Jimbo lets the evil cyborg pirate daddy guy go, and this could totally, like I said at the beginning of the video here, it could come back to bite him in the butt in the future. He ends up going to like Navy sailor school, and I assume that in the future he may be adorned or may become a captain. But he let the pirate guy go, so I don't know. That could come back to bite him. I don't really know. Like I said, I really struggled with ranking this movie. Like, I really like it. It's very entertaining. It's very suspenseful. But it has a morally gray ending. And other morally gray things about it. So, yeah. That is my thoughts on Treasure Planet. And so, TTFN, and until next time.